It works.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're live.
Yeah. I try to talk louder because I couldn't hear me before.
I knew everyone was patiently waiting for us by their
Yeah.
devices and ready to press on, so let's take it off.
Back to where we left off. What?
Just play them a little for Danny.
And he's not even here.
He could be. I was here in spirit.
No, I'm not gonna throw him. You got this basement all nice and spiffed up. I'm not gonna contribute to it being a mess again.
It did take me a while.
It was a clusterfuck for. So that could have been poorly, but yeah, but you came across a lot of shit and overwhelmed yourself yet again.
I did, but I did get to end up selling a bunch of stuff, so that was it. All right, now I'm gonna stop eating. Yeah. All right, so I put in the title
aliens
and other shit. The crazy news that came out where basically the government was like, yeah, they exist, but nobody gave a fuck.
Nope, I don't give a fuck.
It's just hard for me to believe. Like how long is everyone like? What was that? 2-3 years ago, everyone was like, it was during the pandemic. They're like, we're gonna rush Area 51, and we're gonna find out what's going. Which I mean, if that ever shit happened, that was how long ago. Obviously, they're not gonna like if they had aliens, or Area 51, and it's like a known thing now. They're not gonna just be like, yeah, we should just keep it here, because no one's getting in. Obviously, it's been moved to like some other unspecified location.
I've always been a firm believer in
Jesus.
Wow.
I guess we're going to hell.
I already was.
Awesome.
Hell's awesome. Well, that's a whole nother topic for a different day. But
and we have one person.
And we do.
That's probably Derek, though. Derek's usually pretty good.
Love you, Derek. But no, I firmly believe if aliens are roaming the stars, like shown in movies, they would have passed us by a million years ago. Because,
well, if you believe in the ancient alien, then yeah, they did.
Yeah. They would have seen us, been like, nope, roll up the window, keep going.
I feel like it's a thing that I think maybe
the species sucks.
I feel like they have like traveled beyond us, but maybe we were a stepping stone to where it's like, all right, we need to stop off here, gather some resources while we're here. Hey, here's a fucking wheel and some fire. Like now you guys go on. I hear Trump talking about it all the time.
I'm not even gonna get started on that.
What, taxes?
Anything. I had to go to Walmart for 5 minutes today, and every time I'm inside of a Walmart, especially on a Saturday, my faith in humanity decreases.
Weekend Walmarts are the worst.
It was horrible.
Walmart fresh after work,
yeah,
between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, you typically have a better class of people.
Walmart, when I worked late and went there when it was still 24 hours, and I went there
brought that back yet.
No, I went there. It would go like midnight or 1 o'clock. That was great because you'd have the stalkers and like a couple crackheads, and that was it. And the crackheads just mind their own business.
Yeah, more or less just hover about the candy.
Yeah, they just kind of hover about.
America's finest and oldest brewery.
Stupid Pennsylvania alcohol laws.
Well, no, I think technically they can now.
Can they?
Giant Eagle does.
Oh, even beer?
Yeah.
Oh,
beer and wine.
Oh,
they just can't sell liquor. Liquor has to be at the liquor store. Beer and wine is now. You can. I think I don't know the semantics of it, but
I don't know. I drink like 4 times a year, so whatever.
Yeah, me too.
4 times an hour.
I mean, depends on.
Show everyone your piss jar.
It's not a jar of piss. God damn it!
It looks like a jar of piss.
It's a moonshine. It's not.
It looks like a piss jar.
Let's take a sip. Allegedly, it's pomegranate.
Dude, fucking pomegranate.
Yeah, take a swig of it.
Is it actually piss?
It is. No.
I've only had apple pie moonshine, and I've had one other one that was terrible. Oh, I had just straight moonshine too.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Yeah, this guy brought it into us at Verizon in like a Gatorade bottle that he made homemade. It was terrible. It was like paint thinner.
Well, yeah, that shit's terrible. But I will say, if you ever go like to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, or anything like that, um, do the moonshine tours. It's like $5. You get to sample all the moonshines. They just give you like a little communion cup's worth, whatever. But you leave there pretty buzzed up, and if you stack them back to back, you end up feeling pretty good by the end of the
Well,
day.
we know it wasn't Derek in here because we started talking about alcohol and they bounced.
Oh yeah. Well, we had
I,
three. We
I,
had
I,
three
we
people
did
at
have
one
three
point.
people. I'll
We
call
just,
it you.
it, just it dwindled away.
We don't
'Cause
interest you. Did you see Dave Hodge's bag of peppers at work the other day?
God, no.
He had Carolina Reapers, habaneros, scorpion, just bags of them. Like
His
Thursday, I think.
peppers are usually pretty good. I think he's grown enough over the years. I think they've cross pollinated
I think I
themselves
got
to
some.
have some real heat.
I got some. Got some of the pie in there.
Oh my God, don't be a baby.
Hmm. Actually, pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
It's because I had it with pee.
Well, it worked.
So yeah, what else have we missed since we've been absent? Blink 182's back. They
I
got
don't.
some new shit.
I don't care.
Okay.
I fucking hate Blink-182.
So I recently went to
Yeah,
well, I guess I can talk to
you've
Gettysburg.
been up to more shit than I have. I've just been working and watching football and nothing else.
So I recently went to Gettysburg, PA, and it's a very cool, very historical town. It's where the Battle of Gettysburg was fought in the Civil War. Um, Biggest, bloodiest battle. I could be wrong, but I think it's the one that won the war. Uh, but
Was Antietam or Gettysburg supposed to be bloodier?
this tour, very disappointed. Um, we've done those tours in Salem, Massachusetts.
They're usually pretty cool.
Well, the thing of it was that we go on this tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this lady starts off and she's like, you meet at Mr. G's ice cream, which apparently is a big favorite spot to meet for all this. And lady was like, yeah, right behind where you're standing, there was a cabin and a Confederate soldier went up there and he was waving his rifle and they, were focusing fire at this building while all the other soldiers were going into like where Mr. G's was at and blah blah blah. And I guess he just got fucking obliterated. But that was cool. I'm like, hey, cool historical story. The guy died there, spooky. Ooh. Um, but then after that, it was just kind of past this sign. But all throughout here, it's supposed to be like really active, blah blah blah. Um, so they just one of those. Is it not an EMP?
EVP
EVP. Um, and
for magnetic fields or for
yeah, that's
EMF.
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 And then they give, and then they give
an EMP.
I said it wasn't an EMP. I know what a fucking EMP is, but no. So they give us that, which I just thought was a stud finder, and these two like dowel rods that are on like free moving.
Yeah.
And whenever you get a signal on your fucking stud finder, you're supposed to stand there and ask questions and hold your hands like this, one a little higher than the other, and the rods will move if a spirit is answering them. Um, oh, gee. But anyway, like the rods will come in and out, and that's pretty much how you're supposed to talk to the spirits. Um,
It might not be on your end, Jake, because it was we did a test earlier and replayed it, and it was a little stanky. So
I think the I got to reboot a lot of this computer because it was real it's been real slow lately, which is weird because this is like basically a brand new computer. I don't use it for anything for the most part. I pull up like stuff for the 3D printer, but that's about it.
Hmm.
Uh, Yeah, so I don't know why it's been slow lately. But anyway, we were out there for maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, "This is the fucking dumbest
Did you have to
thing."
pay for it?
Oh yeah, it was a tour. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was kind of bummed out, but the bus tours were cool. The bus tour took you around, all through the battlefield, all through all the monuments and everything, and the guy was really good. Um, the lady bus driver gave us like a weird, sad, prolonged like history of herself. I don't know why we needed
Of
to know that.
herself.
Yeah, it was weird, but
I lost my daughter to fever at 7, and
it,
my husband left me short. My marriage fell
that's
apart
kind of
shortly
like
after.
actually what her anyway. Kind of just threw a lot at you. So if you go in there like very novice, not knowing a lot about the Civil War, it's a lot all at once. Um, I mean, if you go in like basically knowing like yeah, it was the North versus South and blah 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 and Lincoln shit, like you're gonna be like that was a lot, but it was still really good, really informative. I enjoyed it.
Where did y'all stay at?
We stayed at an Airbnb,
Okay.
which is what we typically do.
There's a hotel there that's supposed to be like one of the most haunted hotels in the.
So they did mention that they said, yeah, throughout the year there are some like haunting sightings, whatever. But they said July 3rd every year at 3 a.m. the residents in the hotel can hear cannon fire,
Mm-hmm.
and
I've heard that.
no one else hears it, but the people that are in that hotel at 3 a.m. just let us know. Um, but yeah, so I mean, overall, it was a fun trip. It was a good time. If you go to what's that napkin say? The Dobbin House. The Dobbin House has they're pretty like real well known for their French onion soup, and it was fucking awesome. The atmosphere was cool. You go into like a basement, real spooky basement. It was the original owner of that house was a priest. Um,
It's already scary.
I know, right? You're going into his basement,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know this fact, and I didn't see it posted anywhere. At least I didn't see it. But Jordan actually told me that the design on the actual plates and the cutlery and what way,
The only thing I can think of,
but is the original design that's where I was going with
the
that.
only thing I can think of is I think back then people hid a lot of their shit that they didn't want
Yes,
to.
I kept the napkin, Sid. I'm sorry, I keep mementos.
Um, the only thing I can think of is that people confiscated in the name of the war
Also true,
effort.
but I mean, don't you think you would have dug it up after?
I don't know. A lot of shit was going on. They might have forgot about it.
Might have.
I don't know.
But the,
I probably forgot about it.
well, the Jenny Wade house was really cool too. You know that story?
She the one that shot when she was like cooking
The
breakfast.
only, the only casualty of
Yeah.
well, the only civilian
Civilian
casualty of
casualty.
Gettysburg. Yeah,
Except not the only casualty.
the only one who died. This bitch making bread. She had it coming. No, she got shot in the back through two different doors. Actually, the doors are still there. They're wooden, heavy doors. I was actually surprised. And what was crazy though is I found out that these cannons back then actually shot not only cannonballs, but they shot almost like a shotgun. They would load
Pellets.
these like coffee cans
Mhm.
for it to explode. Yeah, it was actually pretty wild. But yeah, no, didn't see any ghosts. Took a pee in the woods. Didn't feel anything special.
Maybe peed on a ghost.
Maybe peed on a ghost. Maybe.
Oh!
I just wish like a flash of lightning would have been some fucking weird shit back then.
Mm-hmm. Well, people are into some weird shit now, so
It's also very true. But so have you picked up any issues of anything lately?
I really haven't had a chance to. I've been primarily focused on buying uh, with what's
Yeah,
from Gettysburg.
I did. I always like to poke around.
You always gotta find the local like liquor shops or.
I found one when I was in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. A lot of cool pop culture shit. A lot of comics and stuff like that. It was a really cool store. Reminded me of like New Dimension in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But when I was out at Gettysburg, when you're like in town, like where all the restaurants and the roundabout is and everything, I was there and I just Googled comic book store, and it was like, oh, 400 feet on your left. I'm like, fuck yeah, that was awesome. So I ended up being lucky. But I did go in there, and the new rack they had, it was a nice little small store. They had everything really well organized, which is a beautiful change of pace. but which you know what,
If I'm not mistaken, that's getting an adaptation.
maybe, but I think I'm on book 6, and
You got kind of lost because of like the way the
it,
different issues and shit went.
it was just kind of redundant. So I did lose interest for a minute. Be original. Um, Dead by Daylight issue 1. This one's actually sealed. I I bought issue 1 and read it already. It's unsealed. But I just saw it out there. I'm like, yeah, fuck. I'll get one that's sealed. This is issue number 2, which I have not read yet.
That's Derek's boy.
Yes, that is, um, in love with here is this World Tree, which Jake turned me on to. It's like a
It's like dark web and shit, isn't
it's
it?
it's dark web. It's kind of like a zombie plague infected type scenario, but I don't recall. But either way, very cool story. Cool concept.
Well, Cell was from your cell phone. Trying to think what this would have been.
I'm past.
Yeah.
So, and you know, as well as hopefully most people listening, that I don't really dabble into anything DC for the most
Mhm.
part. I think DC. There's only 5 out right now, but so far, literally every. So I took a trip to Erie, and I brought that with me to read, and I was reading at night. Long story short, I ended up having to share a room and God, and a bed with Pooh Pickle. It was literally worse. He just tosses and turns and makes all. Um, but anyway, so I'm laying in bed the one night, and I'm reading via flashlight on my phone this Peacemaker, and I just could not stop. Like I was just audibly laughing. Like it was so hilarious, and it just keeps getting better. So I am excited to. It sucks though because I put it down for a minute. I went to read book 4, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is happening? And so I have to go back in book 3 and kind of thumb through, refresh myself, and then I'm gonna go into it. And read it only because when I was on Gettysburg, it renewed my um curiosity into it. Um, where basically where the last Punisher left off, um, King of King of I think it's Rumble. So the Punisher gets kidnapped. Well, not kidnapped, but he gets defeated by Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, a handful of other characters. I believe Daredevil. Yeah, and so anyway, he's in Doctor Strange's holding cell. He's bound up. You know, they're all kind of making their peace with him. They're like, you know, Frank, you're a piece of shit. You know, like, well, you know, all this and that. So Frank still has a smattering of his Frank Castle anymore. Frank Castle's no longer. Cut to the next page. It's Frank Castle on some other planet, galaxy, plane of existence, um, somewhere out there in the nether regions. He's helping these children along, and they're like, yes, I believe they killed off Frank Castle, the Punisher. I think he may be written out at this point because they and I have to look up the guy's name. I don't want to say it's some kind of weird fucking plain white guy name.
John Smith.
No, it's very close to that.
They have the classic comic book thing. We're gonna end somebody's arc.
Joe Garrison. Yeah,
I don't care for that at all.
I don't either. But No, I can kind of
Yeah.
read out. I can. Well, let me
Yeah.
let me read out what they have here real quick. And this
Okay.
is just the first coming uppings of not YouTube search, a browser search. The new Punisher is officially Joe Garrison, a retired Shield Black Ops agent who is taking on the Punisher mantle. While many fans had expected a pre-existing character to take over as the new Punisher, Marvel introducing a new face who has the trappings and ruthlessness to replace Frank. Which awesome, cool. If he's gonna be brutal, if he's gonna be fucking ruthless, if he's gonna take up the mantle, he's gonna take it up right. I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Because they've done it to Cap, they've done it to
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. They've done it to
Yeah.
many characters, and it's worked out well for them. What I don't want to see is now that it's Disney owned, technically,
Hmm.
is them to put sort of agenda behind things.
Yeah, 'cause the whole point of Punisher was he just no
It
barriers. I
no,
mean,
but yeah, because it doesn't matter, man, woman, child. If you do wrong,
yeah.
you're going to be punished. Um, but I'm kind of hoping he keeps the same brutal, you know, style about himself, and it's gonna be interesting to get a backstory from this guy because that's the only thing I'm excited for is because son Frank Jr. get gunned down, the kids fucking die, and he's woe is me. Now I'm just out for revenge. That backstory's just been beaten 100 million times. The only thing I like about you know what I take it back. I liked a lot of things about. Um, I've been missing all these comments. I'll
Yeah.
get to this in a second.
I think our video has a bit of a delay to it.
Um, oh well. But
Wrapping this up soon.
yeah, but the King of Killers run kind of gave him like Maria's perspective in the last couple issues, and that was really cool because like that's why he like kind of poofed himself because he took all that just to get his family back, and she was basically just like, "You're a fucking killer, dude, and you were doing that and to honor us, like no, you can."
Well, we'll have to wrap this up soon and figure out our setup again, and because it's getting a little choppy here. And
Yeah. But how do you guys feel about the Netflix Punisher with John Berthel? Amazing. I absolutely believe John Berthel was born to play the Punisher.
oh, I agree. I don't know how they're gonna depict him in the.
Well, at the half hour mark. Appreciate everyone for tuning in and yeah, let us know if there was any issues going on here. Other than Jake said the audio was choppy. It's just I think I gotta get this computer cleaned out or something. I'll have Big Mike check it out at some point. Which also congratulations to Big Mike. He had his
Peace.